Good day, everyone. This is Jeanette Jordy with Global Inspiration. In Global Inspiration, you need to be seen, you need to be heard, and you need to be an inspiration to the world. Our guest today, I would say today, because it is morning here in America, it's 7 o'clock and it's 8 o'clock in the Philippines, is a survivor of online trafficking in the Philippines. And we are protecting her identity, and you can only see her silhouette. And there's some information that she could not share with us. She had an interview with a lot of agency, and in fact, she's been interviewed by CBN Asia and GMA 7 by Howie Severino. And in fact, I have the tape that shows that she was interviewed by Howie Severino. Our guest is an epitome of a very brave fighter. She is a, she is a survivor and move on with her life. Last week, we had a guest who shared with us how she started reducing human trafficking in the Philippines. And today we are interviewing a survivor. She will share her journey and how it goes through her life. Ladies and gentlemen, let's all welcome Ruby. Ruby, good morning.
Good morning, America, and good evening here in the Philippines. Again, my name is Ruby, and now I am 23 years old and currently working.
So
And
getting
thank you for having me in this program. I'm
Thank you
sorry
very
about that.
much, Ruby. Yeah, when you were recommended, I was not sure how to react because I get a recommendation of you, and she's been interviewed by a lot of agencies. So you think she would say yes to Global Inspiration? So I tried, and then you said yes, and we are so blessed to have you with us today, considering that you've been interviewed with other agencies, and you said yes to Global Inspiration. Thank you very much. So getting to know you personally, because we can only see your silhouette and we can only call you Ruby, we do not know how you look like. Can you share with us what province are you from the Philippines?
Mm, of course. So basically, I was from the province of Visayas, but right at the moment, I am currently working and residing somewhere in South Luzon, Philippines. And again, I can't really disclose the exact location. Thank you for your understanding.
So how many are you in the family? Do you have brothers and sisters, Ruby?
Yes, I do have brothers and sisters, but my family background is kind of complicated. But to make it simple, I'm the youngest out of 10 siblings, and those 9 siblings of mine are only my half brothers and sisters.
That's fine. That's a big family. A family is a family whether it's half or full brothers and sisters.
Indeed.
So yeah, so when we say that you are a survivor of online trafficking, when did it happen? What was your age?
All right. So when I got victimized by human trafficking or OSEC, online sexual exploitation of children, I was just 16 years old that time, and it was way back 2013.
Okay, so you were 16 years old, and that was in 2013. Can you share
Yes.
with the viewers how this online trafficking happened? Because you are from
Right.
Visayas. Yeah.
Mhm. Of course, it would be my pleasure to raise awareness how this
Thank you.
crime is happening. Yes. So it happened when I was again 16 years old. That time I just graduated high school, and right at that moment I was really looking for a job that would suffice my financial needs, right, to go to college, because I was really dreaming of finishing my studies or bachelor's degree. So what happened is that there's this unknown person from Facebook who
Mhm.
added me and sent me like, yeah, friend request. And then I accepted her, and then we started to talk, and then I started to feel comfortable, of course, communicating with her. And then the time that I get really close to her, she offered me a job,
Okay.
and a job that really fitted what I was really needing. So
Okay.
I was needing a flexible job schedule. So that's what she offered me. She was like told me that I could take classes at night. I could take classes at night after my day shift. All right, and she'll give me free food and free lodging. So that was really what I'm
Exactly.
needing. So
Exactly.
yeah, yes. So it was really like a too good to be true offer. But since I was really in the need of it, I accepted her offer.
So, how did it start for you being invited from Visayas to move to Manila? Correct.
Yes,
So
yes.
how did it
Actually, it
happen?
was in Pampanga.
Pampanga.
To Pampanga, from Visayas to Pampanga, actually.
To Pampanga. How did you know that they were involved in cyber sex or online sexual trafficking?
Okay. I didn't really have an idea of the thing that I'm gonna be in. Like I'm gonna be a victim of that crime because after she offered me the job, she even sent me fair money to or spending money, alright, from fare, food, and then from Visayas, of course, I packed my belongings, boarded a ship, boarded a bus, and then when I reached Pampanga, there's a different person that who picked me up from the terminal, of course, where you get off from the bus, and then we rode another bus to the house where I was rescued, and the authorities or the police officers called it cyber sex then, or like yeah, my social workers and my lawyers called that house a cyber sex den. When I arrived there, I'm sorry, it's like do I have to pause?
No, no, it's okay. You continue.
Okay, thank you. So when I arrived there, I didn't meet her right away. So there was this different person who introduced me the house, the place, and then the job weren't like the real job weren't told me yet. Like he didn't tell me the real job yet. And then I was told to rest for a while, and then but while I was talking to the guy who picked me up from the terminal, I saw these young ladies or young girls who came out from one of the rooms half naked. So I was like, what is this? It was like a bomb exploding in my hand. Like, this is so different from what I was expecting. I was
Exactly.
like expecting a computer shop, yes, with an extension for bed space for their staff or like their employees so that you could have like room to sleep. But this is so different. It was a like just a normal house outside, but inside, yeah, the setup is so different. And the next day, that was the day or that was the time that I met the person that I was talking with through Facebook.
Okay.
And then I saw her personally, and then she started or she began to tell me the real job or the real thing about what I'm gonna be doing. So she said that I'm gonna be doing or I'm gonna be meeting customers in front of the camera and of a computer. And then after that, she also told me that the rules that I have to follow, the things that I'm not allowed to do inside that house. And of course, from that moment, I was like, no, I'm not gonna do this. I
Exactly.
cannot do this.
Mhm.
I'm just a teenager, and I didn't imagine these things. And of course, I told her that thing that no, I don't want to do this anymore. I want to go back to my province, to Visayas. And then
Exactly.
she told me,
Hmm.
yeah. And then she told me, yes, you can. Of course, you can. But you have to pay us the money that we sent you. And then from that moment, my mobile phone was confiscated. She took my phone from me, and then it was explained to me right at that moment also that every conversation or every communication to outside, all right, would go through them. It's like you don't have the freedom to communicate with the people outside. And also that house was locked outside, like the main door was locked, and the main or the guy who picked me up from the terminal is the guard. He's the one guarding the door.
Okay.
And windows were covered with thick curtains. You are not allowed to even peep outside. So peeping outside could mean no meal, no meal for a day, or 500 pesos.
Okay.
Just peeping outside. And every violation or every rules that you won't be able to follow would also mean like no meal for a day or for twice a day. So that was the thing.
So can you tell us how many girls they were in that room? Can you remember in that house?
Okay. I couldn't really remember because it happened a long time ago. Imagine we're 2020 now and it happened
7 years.
2013 or 2014, 7 years
7 years ago.
ago. But as far as I can remember, when I arrived there were, I think, 12 girls, and the youngest was 9 years old.
Oh my
But
God.
I'm not really sure where they brought the other girls because the next day when I woke up, there were just, excuse me, 6 of us that were left there. Yeah.
So the youngest is 9 years old, and it's a mixture of different ages. So when you realize that you are in that
Yes.
situation, do you feel anger, frustrations, dismay about life, or guilt, or whatever feelings you had deep inside you? Did you feel that?
Honestly, I really felt guilty and I was desperate to escape. I was so desperate to escape. Every moment I get the chance, I would try to escape. I would try to find ways on how to communicate with my brothers and sisters. But um, this person whom I talked to through Facebook, like I already said earlier, every communication outside would really go through her. Like in front of the computer that I'm using when while I was working, she can monitor everything, every activity that you are
Oh,
doing in the computer. She can monitor that, so she knows everything that you are doing.
oh, okay.
And sometimes, if she doesn't like what you are doing or what you are telling to your customers, like you're not like you would pretend to do the things that your customers ask you to do, like you would pretend, she will know it and she would take over. Like, no, let me talk to your customer instead. Something like
Okay.
that.
That is so heartbreaking to know, Ruby. But what who are your customers, and what they ask you to do, and how much did they pay you, this group of syndicates that snatch you or put you in the big house?
So before I answer that question, all right, Miss Janet, I just like to go back to my statement earlier where they asked me to pay for my fare money first before I could back out from that offer. So the reason why I wasn't able to pay for that or pay for that money is that everything that you would need inside that house, like your food, by the way, food is not free. Every meal is paid.
Oh my gosh.
So your food, yes. Yeah, I just like to reiterate that also. So every meal, everything that you would need, like from your shampoo, your bath soap, even your sanitary napkin, it you will be purchasing it from them. And just for the note, they don't sell it to you with like the natural or the normal price. All right, they sell it to you like twice higher
Yes. Mhm.
than, yes, than how much you would be purchasing it outside. So that was the reason that it would be impossible for you to pay for that money that they sent you. Instead, your debt will be like increasing and increasing to them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
So
then, all right,
ca-
going back to your
your
question.
question, yeah, exactly. So
Yes, going back to your question.
yeah, so what are the customers ask you to do? Who are your customers, and how much, if you know, they're paying your boss says?
Mhm. So the customers would be, I couldn't really specify them because they are coming from different countries, UK, India,
Oh, the foreigner.
Africa, even Philippines. My co-Filipino people would be meeting us, all right, the girls that they sold online. would be meeting us there. So I was really, like shocked also. Like what? I'm talking to a Filipino guy? Like I was like, yeah. And then for the question that what are the things that they ask you to do? So normally our customers are like the people who are seeking for fleshly like pleasures for their flesh, like lusts. And normally they would ask you to take off their clothes, see your private parts,
Oh my God.
and yeah, that were the things that like anything that you could hardly imagine, every lascivious things that you could hardly imagine. That's the things
So
that my
do you
our
have
customers
do you
ask
have
you
any
to do. Ask us.
idea how much you are paid for doing that, or is it by phase, or is it by stages? That if you do this, you will pay you this much, but if you will do this is your share. Can you share the how much are they paying you to do those stuff?
As yes, as far as I can remember, all right, they were paying us through or per chat room. So there's a chat room that it
Mm,
will be free, like it's just gonna be for talking,
okay.
and then there will be chat room where they will be paying for every second with you. For example, there's gonna be a rate for that, so every minute could be $3 or yeah. So there I can remember that I can recall that there were a guest chat room and also there's a private chat room and there's gonna be an exclusive chat room.
Yeah, it is so heartbreaking, and I could not imagine that people, your countrymen, Filipinos, are doing that to their own. It's so heartbreaking. It's breaking my heart right now, but you're so brave. And I admire you. I salute you for having that kind of attitude. But because of those other victims, they want to be a victim all throughout their life. And you are so brave because from a victim, you are now a survivor. You're fighting and you're raising an awareness to a lot of women. And I salute you for doing that. So, how long did it take you to learn and accept that you are a survivor? I am not a victim anymore. I want to talk. I want people to be aware. How long, how long did it take? So before that, how did it stop? This online trafficking thing, how did it stop?
So for every interview that I was invited, this is the usual part that I really like how did it end, how was I rescued, how was the healing process, and how am I right now. This is my interview, and it said I was brought there 31. I was rescued July 13. So it's like almost 2 months, almost, or almost a month and a week, something like that. I cannot really remember exactly, but like just to give you a picture of how long was it, so or it was. So the night before the day I was rescued, I was actually my life was actually threatened. So this was one of the highlights of my past. So I really would love to share it with you
Okay, go
how
ahead.
miraculous it, yeah, how miraculous did it happen. So the night before I was rescued, I heard a police siren going around the neighborhood. So I was like, oh, there's a police around the neighborhood. So maybe this is my time, this is my chance to escape from this house, from this nightmare. So I was like, I started banging the door. I started banging the door and said like, hey, if someone could hear me, help me, get me out of here. But of course, nobody would like, I don't think anybody heard me outside. And then there's this the person that our boss already trusted inside of that house.
Mhm,
She was one of the girls, but I think she already started to embrace what she was doing. She started to accept it.
mhm.
So she was the person who was our boss, was trusting with us, also implementing the rules and everything inside the
Yeah.
house, watching over us. And she grabbed a knife from the kitchen, and after she grabbed it, she pointed it at me and told me, if you're not gonna stop, I will stab you. And from that moment, you know the feeling when all of your strength just escaped from your body? I felt my knees was so weak.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like a candle melting from that moment. I looked to other girls, and on their faces what I saw is just fear. Fear and um just fear. Like I was thinking that like any one of you would like to speak up also, like would
Mm-hmm.
like to take my side.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody did that. And then that night I felt really hopeless and helpless. Like I was also thinking that maybe this is the end of my life. There's there's no hope of escaping at that point. So what I did is just I went to the bathroom, I cried out to the Lord. Honestly, I didn't know how to pray that time,
Mm-hmm.
but the thing that came out from my mouth is that God, if you are real, please take me out of here. And then I fell asleep crying because I was really hopeless. And then the next day, it's just like God heard my prayer. International Justice Mission, together with the other authorities, NBI, CIDG, name them, they came to rescue us.
Thank goodness.
So, yes, so they came
So,
to rescue us with the social workers. I was just like, I, I felt relief. I looked around with the other girls. Fear painted their faces, anxiousness, nervousness. I was like, why? Why are you guys panicking? And that was the time I remembered that from time to time or oftentimes our boss would tell them that if ever something like rescue operations gonna happen or gonna take place or raid, do not ever disclose your personal information or real identities, your real ages, because most of us were teenagers, were minors. So they would tell us like, do not ever disclose your real ages because the police officers will also track down your families and imprison you
correct.
with them. And I was like, oh, she didn't. We were just victimized of human trafficking. They also used like just because most of us lack education, they used it to tell us lies and planted fears in our hearts, especially those younger than me or younger than I, those 9 years old, 13 years old. And I was like, felt pity for them because I had a little, like little idea about human trafficking also, and I knew that time that that was the crime that was the thing I get victimized with. So I had an idea that this is a rescue operation. I'm being rescued. I'm not the perpetrator here. I am the victim of the situation.
Exactly.
So I felt relief that time. And for the other girls, I just felt pity for them.
Yeah. I am so sorry. I am so touched with your personal story that it made me teary eyed. I'm controlling my tears not to drop down my cheeks because we are women. We are known to be helpless, but there you are because of the presence of God who saved you. So, when do you realize that I am not a victim anymore? I am a survivor. I need to raise an awareness to a group of women. When
Okay,
did you
that's
start
a
to?
very good question, Miss Janet. Thank you so much. So I'm sorry for cutting you off.
No, it's okay. Go ahead.
All right. So after that rescue operation, um, actually it's just another beginning for a new journey because during the rescue operation, my perpetrators were also um, they were also what do you call this? Yeah, they were brought to jail after that because they were present right at the moment of the rescue operation. So right there at that moment, I was like, yeah, this is what you deserve. This is what you get. So um, my court hearing lasted for 4 years, and through that process, it helped me a lot to like realize actually the aftercare shelter where I was brought to
Mm-hmm.
after the PSWD center was a really or played a great part of my restoration and healing process
That's good.
because on that aftercare shelter, I wouldn't name the aftercare shelter because I wasn't able to get their permission. Yeah, so right inside that aftercare shelter, I was um, I was given the opportunity to attend college, university, and yeah, like, be able to get on my feet again. Right, and um, while attending my court trial, so against my perpetrators, there was like post-traumatic what do you call this
Healing.
PSTD sessions with my social workers, with my psychologists. So that really helped me a lot. And of course, I would tell it was not easy at all. Like it's not easy. You can
I
imagine
know.
the
Just
worst.
listening to your
Like the worst.
story, just listening to your story, I know it is hard for you to jump from being a victim and now a survivor. It is very heart
Yes.
wrenching. So
Mm.
what
Every court trial. Yes, I'm sorry.
every court trial, I am so sorry because of the
Yeah. ev- every court trial would trigger my emotions because first 2 years or a year with the court trial, the only thing I felt towards my perpetrators was anger, hatred, regrets, guilt. That's the only emotions I felt for myself and for my perpetrators. So every court trial I would see them, it would really trigger my emotions and I would break down a lot to the point that I almost killed myself or I almost took my own life.
okay, so you jump from being a victim to be a survivor. So what currently do you do? What are you doing right now?
So I'm currently working. I'm not
Oh,
gonna
that's good.
disclose also what or who I do work for. I'm currently working, and
No, that's
last
good.
year, of course, by the grace of our Heavenly Father, I was able to finish my bachelor's degree in a state university. Thank you again for that. And yeah, in the future, I have so many plans that I'm praying for that includes of pursuing law or something that has to do with our, of course, law here in my country. And I'm really looking forward of what God has in store for me, and I'm really praying about that. And I'm excitedly looking forward for that. I know this is not the end. This is just also a beginning of my advocacy that's raising awareness against this crime, raising awareness that this evilness is existing as of today, as of this moment, and it's not impossible that maybe your child, if you're watching this video right now, could be a victim of this crime also because it could happen in just a snap. I'm telling you.
Yeah, it's good if you will be talking your experience to a lot of teenagers who just heard about human trafficking, sexual human trafficking, and has they have no idea. And the bad thing is the bad thing I would say is the parents are actually selling their own kids. They're actually selling their own kids to be
That's
involved with
correct.
sexual trafficking, and that's the thing that we need the teenagers to be aware of. I know we don't have time, but can you share some? Your story is very inspirational. It's a true to life story, and it gives awareness to a lot of people. Can you share any inspirational thought? I know you want to be in the field of law in the future. Can you share some inspirational thought for our viewers, for our audience all over the world?
Thank you for this very great opportunity to share an inspirational thought, Miss Janet. I'm really honored to do it. Um, the only thing I would say is that we may have different experiences in the past, or even right now, you may be struggling also. We may have different struggles in life. The only thing I'm sure about is that there's always a way. There's always a way when you pray. And there's always going to be hope. Even if you don't see it right now, there's always a hope. I'm telling you, I thought I'm gonna be staying in that dark room forever, but look at me right now. I just wanna be that living proof of God's love, God's grace, and her immeasurable grace for every one of us. And I wanna tell especially the mothers around the world, please protect your children. I was 16 years old that time and I was already a teenager, but it took me years to recover from that terrible experience I had. So how much more for like I heard as young as 3 months old babies
Yes,
got victimized by this crime, and it really breaks my heart into pieces
I
to
know.
hear that. I'm just suppressing my tears right now, by the way, like
Yeah, just like me too.
not to be
I am
distracted,
suppressing my
but it's
tears.
really breaking my heart.
Yeah, exactly. And then when I hear in the newspaper that's 3 months old, and then the kid died, and 9 months old, it's too young. It's months old. But you are a perfect speaker to talk about sexual human trafficking. And again, I salute you. I have one question. Have you
Sure.
forgiven your perpetrators?
During the last hearing or the last trial of this case, um, I was able to share the love of God to my perpetrators. It was a really hard decision. I think it was the hardest decisions of my life I've ever made, but it was the thing that freed me from anger and pain. I didn't regret the decision. I'm giving them giving or releasing forgiveness to them. I talked to them. I shared the love of God, and I told them that I was also a sinner. I felt guilt all over my soul, all over my system. But God gave me the chance to be restored. God gave me the chance to be forgiven. And I believe that you also deserve this chance to be forgiven. And that was the time that I was freed from anger and pain from them.
Thank you. Thank you very much for me. Both of us are holding our tears right now. This is a good interview. And maybe when I visit the Philippines, I could see you. I know you're crying. I'm crying too. We could see you and we could actually interview you. Ladies and gentlemen, we're so proud to have Ruby in our show today. Thank you very much, Ruby. And in Global Inspiration, you have to be seen, you have to be heard, and be an inspiration to the world. Thank you very much. Good day.